The buttons on this accordion are made from mother of pearl, the inner lining of certain seashells. For a full-sized accordion with more than 100 buttons, Pigini spends about €600 on this part alone. That's 4 times the cost of acrylic buttons on standard accordions. This attention to materials is why Pigini accordions can sell for nearly €40,000. But do Pigini accordions sound any different? And why else are they so expensive? The Italian town of Castelfidardo is known as the accordion capital of the world, and here, Pigini makes some of the world's most expensive accordions. Like the one played by Ludovica Borsati, who swears by Pigini accordions for their sound.
Really, mechanically they are perfect and they are really complex.
While all accordions have 3 basic components, keys or buttons on the right and left sides, and bellows in the middle, most Pigini accordions have a lot of individual parts, over 12,000. Each one is necessary for creating a richer sound, according to the Italian brand. And they're made with high quality and expensive materials.
Per costruire una fisarmonica occorrono innumerevoli materiali, dal legno all'alluminio, al cartone, alla madreperla. È una cosa incredibile di quanti materiali occorrono. Infatti qua occorre anche lavoro di sartoria, ad esempio, che costruisce i manali. Qua sono tutti cuciti, questo è un cuoio, poi sotto c'è il cuscino per la mano, per non disturbare la mano mentre suoni.
Take those expensive buttons, for example. According to Adriano, a master craftsman at Pigini for over 50 years, the company uses mother of pearl because it doesn't get sticky or slippery, and it stays cool, even after hours of playing. While the buttons improve the playing experience, the wood used on a Pigini is what impacts the sound.
Diciamo che il segreto è nello stesso legno trovare il legno che sia il più sonoro possibile.
To achieve this, Pigini uses a secret combination of wood. And though the company won't reveal the exact blend, it includes mahogany, maple and cedar. But these don't come cheap. Pigini says a square metre of cedar alone costs almost €5,000. And it's not just about the right blend of woods, but how the wood is cut. If it's not as straight as possible and the grains are interrupted, the sound it produces isn't as rich. When it comes to the 12,000 different parts, Pigini is meticulous, even down to the glue that holds it all together. The company prefers not to use generic vinyl glues because they're water-based and rubbery, which would dampen the accordion's sound.
Delle colle che praticamente sono fatte a base di osso. Queste quando si seccano cristallizzano e diventa come un vetro, e quindi dove ci sono le giunture dei legni è come se continuasse la circolazione del suono.
Higher quality materials come at a higher cost, but this isn't the only reason Pigini accordions are expensive. Adriano says it's the cost of labour that ups the price. From the mother of pearl buttons to the reeds and levers, the thousands of pieces in each accordion are carefully installed by hand. Each slat is made by hand, shaved by hand, and nailed by hand. The wood and leather skin are glued by hand.
Per fare questa occorre quasi come assemblare un'auto in alta costruzione, molto altamente meccanizzata.
The metal parts on the left side alone take over 60 hours to install correctly. That's at least a week of work for a single element. That's why completing an accordion like the Pigini Nòva takes over a year, and only 20 are made each year. But according to Pigini, tuning is one of the hardest parts. Tuning a smaller accordion can take only a few hours, but larger, more complex models take up to 30 hours for the reeds alone. It starts with this robot arm Pigini bought and reprogrammed to test the tongues on these metal reeds. The accordion produces sound when air passes through the thin tongues of the reeds. And there are over 500 reeds in a free bass accordion. That's over 1,000 notes that have to be tuned to perfection. The reeds are then installed, and the notes are retuned by hand by one of 4 expert tuners like Lorenzo. He lifts each tongue to make sure air can move around it freely when it's played. He also adjusts both sides of each reed to ensure they're on key. And once the accordion is fully assembled, retuning can take up to a month. That's intensive compared to the couple of hours it takes to retune a piano. Another reason these accordions cost so much is because of the brand's historic reputation as an innovator.
La Pigini è rinomata proprio perché noi abbiamo più della metà della produzione proprio data dalle fisarmoniche a bassi sciolti.
Meaning most of its accordions are built to play both bass notes and melodies at the same time. The more common Stradella bass system plays bass notes, with only a few chord options for melodies. The free bass accordion, on the other hand, can play various melodies in the right and left hands, along with bass notes. Pigini achieved this by developing a more complex model for a converter in 1961. Its converter expanded the accordion's sound capabilities, but didn't make the instrument any heavier.
Qui possiamo vedere la differenza proprio del suono. Io schiaccio lo stesso bottone e ho un accordo. Se passo in bassi sciolti, schiaccio lo stesso bottone, ho una scala cromatica come se fosse una tastiera.
It's also the most expensive part of Pigini's free bass accordions. The converter, along with the cost of installing it, accounts for almost a third of an accordion's price. Other companies have tried replicating its mechanics because in the accordion world, the lighter an instrument, the better it is for musicians. And the more notes an accordion can play, the more valuable it is.
E proprio con i bassi sciolti è venuto proprio l'era della musica classica, con la fisarmonica a bassi sciolti suonano Bach come se tu sentissi un organo da chiesa. Però ti dimostra quanto questo strumento abbia enormi capacità di espressione.
That goes a long way for advanced accordionists like Ludovica, who believe the accordionist is only as good as the instrument they play.
I chose Pigini also for another reason, maybe the most important one, and because of the sound these instruments have. It's really a unique and pure sound. It's always so elegant, and really I feel it is the real sound of the accordion, the classical accordion, which is the instrument I fall in love and I want to play.